3, 2, 1, action. Yeah, obviously, like I know that the video started when I clicked record, but obviously, in doing that, I'm figuring out, yeah, look, hey, there's actually like a whole production sort of thing. So like you get the cameras rolling, you sort of get things ready, and then there's a marker point where things start. Then you execute, and then you cut it off. And so, look, there's a few different ways that I'm sort of going about this, where there's obviously, still fidgeting in my chair, getting comfortable, getting used to, obviously having, I think it's like a $45 webcam and a mic that I got from, I think my dad actually, just an old peripheral mic, so it's, not really all that much better than anything that would be inbuilt or anything relatively cheap. It's more so, like I'm aware of the different, the sound is going to be taken from over this direction here, and obviously the camera's up here, and so like there's looking at you, there's talking in general, there's looking at myself, which is slightly below, the camera obviously, so we're looking up here, this is in line with where the camera is, and here is in line with obviously where I'm looking on the screen to see myself. Now I'm aware that when I record and talk, I don't actually need to see myself. I can look at that again in the post production, where I sort of see, okay, was this a good take? Do I need to redo this again? It's very hard when you're both acting and directing and obviously producing all of it and editing all together. And so that's, look, some of what I'm learning is that, it is a big process, and this is why, film crews aren't just one or two people, it's multiple people with assistants and lots of people trying to work together to create, specialize in their field and put the thing out there that is obviously a team effort. Now, where I feel I'm going to actually shine or enjoy doing the work, I don't know yet. It is the whole process that I'm aware of that is exciting to do and to look into. And it's kind of like, when you see a sport or an athletic contest for the first time, you don't really know what's going on, but you can respect and see sort of the whole marvel of the game or of the feats that they try to accomplish. And then, of course, the interesting part behind that is after you sort of just observe it from the wow, how could anyone possibly do this? You are physically seeing people do this, right? You then look at all of the work behind it between, the industry and the hours put in by the individual and the support that they have and, the trainers and the game plans or anything else that's involved, as well as, individual coaching, and then how that folds into a team, if that's a team thing, or how it goes into competition, if it's, playing for a long run or playing for a series or playing for, a season. Like there's a lot that goes into it. And you can spend, obviously a lifetime time trying to understand just one of those aspects, whether it's the sport itself or whether it's, playing or being a coach to it or, whatever. There's plenty about things to learn. And so obviously with something as wide as entertainment, and especially with something in film, when there's so much to do with tweaking little bits here and there, obviously I'm not at that stage even slightly where I have to worry about all of that too much, apart from the fact that it's like more of a, okay, I'm going to start off pretty wide and just sort of go into a whole lot of different things this year. That's the plan. And then hopefully, as that snowballs and as my interest grows and as my passion sort of is found out in different areas, things that I look forward to doing, things that I'm kind of like, I don't really want to do, but it's a part of the process. I'll find out all of that. Right now, I don't really know. I don't know if it's going to be the holistic project that is entertaining to me. Looking at organising something from start to finish that actually really, gets me going, or if it's, in the act of actually acting, or in the editing, or in the sound engineering, whatever it is, I'm not really sure. So with that being said, I'm excited to continue on in this space, right? So this is probably, I think, my fifth check-in, right? So this has been 4 weeks where obviously I checked in on, day one where there was, nothing really happening. It was just more so like, hey, this is a space I want to move into. And then bit by bit I've sort of gone, hey, I've got some projects that I'm thinking of doing. I've got some stuff that I'm actually looking into. And so, yes, this week has been both on a personal level pretty full on, which has been good because obviously, you've got to keep on top of my life. But now looking sort of where I'm at in feeling a bit more excited about moving forward with these projects, is that I have been able to schedule. So as in schedule the personal life where I can look after things that I'm committed to and doing there that obviously put food on the table, and other passions and interests that aren't in this space that I'm able to do. And I've been able to schedule time to do other projects that include cleaning my room, which will, hopefully by next week or the week after or sometime soon, we'll get a bit more done each week. And look, the rune obviously that you can sort of see right now is quite chaotic, and it's quite a mess, and it does sort of personify what's going on in the head, and there's a lot sort of going on, but things that are either boxed and put away for later to sort of take out, I'm sort of taking out now and sort of really working through, which makes me actually feel somewhat accomplished. And it's a lot like sort of laying a foundation for a house where you don't know how long it's going to take to obviously set the foundation and make it right, and you don't know how long it's going to take to build on after that. You have rough estimates, but of course there's always stuff that's going to get chucked in the way, things you don't expect, and so kind of like that, it's like, okay, sweet, like we've found the land that we're going to build on, we've cleared it, leveled it out to the stage where we can build that foundation, and that's sort of what we're working through now, is sort of solidifying that, building it, and then getting to wait for that to set. And while that whole process is happening, it takes a long time. Of course, you're waiting for sort of the right time with council clearances and buying the land and purchasing it, sort of a thing. Now, obviously, this is all metaphorical, but sort of where I'm at, it's coming to terms with essentially how depressed I've been lately. Especially when I first started this project a month ago, and just forcing myself to do some things that I didn't really want to do, but knowing I sort of needed to do them, and in the act of doing something that you need to do, it actually motivates you a bit more and actually makes you feel a bit like you're doing something about your situation, and that in itself breeds a level of acceptance for the situation that you're in and comfort in the fact that you're doing something about it, and that's a seed that can then grow and move you into a new place where you can capitalize on that growth. And so that's sort of where I feel now, is that I've had these ideas of things I wanted to do, and I remember, obviously, last time I spoke in, I checked in, I said, hey, hopefully next week I'll be able to sort of name some of the projects, and it's not quite there yet, more so because this week was definitely more about scheduling how I'm going to fit a lot of things in to know, okay, this is actually a project that I know I'm going to put time and effort into, and once I know that, then it will sort of come to you. And so, as I said, there's about 5 or 6 different things that I really want to try and get into, and whether it's all, hey, I start them all at once and I do them bit by bit, or it's do one project, start to finish, learn through all the methods of that, and then apply those learnings to the next one. I don't know. So if it's going to be the whole, here you start with these 6 projects and do, this is all the planning and the production all at once, and then, hey, this is all the pilots of it, how do we roll that out, this is all the editing of that, here's the end of the first episode or first recording or first, project, whatever. Do them all sort of at once, staggered, and go through all those processes bit by bit and then move that on, or it's like, okay, I'm going to see one project through from start to finish. And so that's the part that I haven't really decided. I'm hoping sometime this week, look, we're getting towards the end of January, so I'm hoping that sometime, obviously, by the end of the month, I will have confirmed that with myself and with my schedule, and understand, these are the steps that I'm actually going to take. So I've hit a lot of personal goals in my personal life this week, and especially looking back at where I've been. I'm not nowhere close to where I want to be, but I'm a lot closer than where I started, and that's the key point. In looking at that, I've now been able to clear out, a lot of the crap that's sort of going around and go, okay, sweet, well, I need to do, this aspect first, followed by this, and once I've sort of got that scheduled out, I'm able to actually start with some of these projects. So I've done some concepts, some concept drawings, some mock scripts, and so that's sort of like laying the foundations, all completely draft stuff, all stuff that I don't think will ever get produced at this stage, and some of it might actually be something I use for the pilot episodes of some of the projects that I'm into, and I'm really hoping that, obviously this is just a straight up recording, and all these behind the scenes vlogs are going to be me, pretty shabbily just speaking to the camera, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to use this channel for everything, because I really don't care what the go is and how far it goes or not. It's definitely more so like, hey, just log it all in the one place, and say, hey, this is a body of work of sort of where it's been at. So I'm pretty okay with that idea, and from there, it's definitely just a matter of like, all right, here's what I've been working on, here's me talking about what I'm working on, and then here's the actual product of what I've worked on. So I'm hoping to do this vlog, which is just the behind the scenes sort of talk about it. Then I want to do some kind of rundown where I actually present, what I've learnt this month or this week in some kind of educational format. So because of course, like I said, this is a steep learning curve, and the whole reason I'm doing this is for me to learn, and then to learn how to put this information back out there to the public. Which again, this is all information that I've just absorbed from public things, from me observing things, from reading, from watching things, and then obviously my head tries to understand the way that it does apply, as I sort of view the world and I view this space. I'm trying to apply how I consider these things and what makes sense to me, and then from there, obviously, I turn that into whatever it is that I'm about to do, and then I want to obviously show the learnings, whether that's through another similar thing like this. It's a bit more structured rather than me just sort of talking, or if it's through a PowerPoint that I upload on the other. That's yet to be sort of decided, but that is one of the projects. Is hey, here's how I've learned. So this, as always, will be the vlog, the loosey-goosey kind of just chat about what's going on. No makeup, no filter, room is empty or as clean as it is on the day that I record, which is once a week, every Monday so far at this stage. And it's great that I've kept that up for 5 recordings. I'm stoked about that, to feel as though I'm actually doing more than I've ever done in the space before, because I've been floating with this idea for a while, and I'm actually at the stage where, even though I haven't actually done anything apart from make 5 weekly videos of me saying, hey, yeah, I'm doing things, to actually know, some of the work that I'm doing behind the scenes, especially with some of these concepts and sort of where I'm scheduling in my own personal life. And now that that's more or less not taken care of, but a bit more under control, a bit more manageable, that it's a bit more each day, day by day, hey, I'm going to actually get somewhere. And I'm happy with that, I'm comfortable with that, and that's what I'm working towards. And so as I do that, I'm happy to say, look, I'm stoked with where things are going. I am definitely still feeling things a lot on a personal level. I, was bawling my eyes out a couple of hours ago, just with, knowing my situation and where I'm at, and some of the difficulties of that. But, again, with time, and as you do things, and if you clean up your space around you, and put some effort and some energy into some of the things that you want to do in life, you can see that your mood is able to change. And so I'm happy that I'm able to do some of this. I feel like it helps, and it gets me through this spot for the time that I'm being in. And I don't know what the future holds, but I know that as long as I keep at it, I keep with something, then it's worth it. And so it's really good to know that I'm actually finally doing something. Have a great week. See you later. Bye.